Yo, my people, man, we got Ren Sick Boy. This one was requested by Kelly D. I thought I would just do this one right here, kind of get it out of the way and then upload it because I've reacted to the chapter 1 and I think there's like 8 chapters or whatever. But I don't think I'm going to react to the first part where he's obviously talking and all that type of stuff. I feel like I'm going to just react to that in my own time. But then I'm going to put all the songs in literally one video, but that's going to take me like 2 or 3 hours, whereas this is going to take me like, I don't know, 10, 15, 20 minutes or whatever. You know what I mean? So I can actually give you guys something. Then eventually I'm going to do all the rest of the chapters. I'm not going to react to him talking, but then obviously going to do the actual songs and then just put it all into one video and then do like chapters and all that, so you guys can pick whichever song you want to listen to and da within the video, you know what I mean? But Ren Sick Boy, let's see what I go on. Okay, look at my upbeat.
Hi Ren, thank you for coming in today.
Thanks for seeing me.
Looking at your file here, it seems there's a very apparent interplay with your emotional state and your physical body. Have you ever heard of the trauma response?
I don't think so.
Basically, our bodies can get stuck in a negative feedback loop. Our subconscious can repeat patterns from the past, which can have a pretty drastic downstream effect on our biology. Essentially, your mind is making music.
Brazenness. This guy's always in some abandoned house somewhere, bro. Let's see what I go on though.
Boy, sick boy, bitten by a tick boy, looking for that fix boy, anabolic steroids, stem cell, poster boy, pass out, white noise, quick fix, snake oil, I'm about to break boy. Oh, what a shame, he's in pain, have another go, take another pill, here, take a couple more, let's see how you're doing in another week or so, you'll be feeling worse when the side effects will show.
Yeah, man, that's what I'll be saying about the drugs thing and that, bro. You know what I'm saying? It's a temporary, very, very, very temporary fix and that, fam. You know what I mean? But it makes people money though, in terms of the people that are actually serving them to you and selling them to you and that, bro. So I'm never gonna give you an alternative or da. You know what I mean? Because you go into the hospital to get better, to get back to 100%. But even they're only going to give you the 100% that involves the hospital. If it's outside of the hospital, they're not going to give you those remedies and that. You know what I'm saying? And that, bro. So it's a tricky one and that, fam. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man.
Pass out, white noise, quick fix, snake oil, I'm about to break boy. Oh, what a shame, he's in pain, have another go, take another pill, here, take a couple more, let's see how you're doing in another week or so, you'll be feeling worse when the side effects will show.
You know what I like about this one though? Sorry, you know what I like about this one though is the beat choice in that, bro, because obviously we're talking about the mind and a lot goes on in your mind. So yeah, he could have kind of gone the mellow route and all that type of stuff like he normally does, and mellow vibes is my favorite type of music, no matter the genre. But the fact that we're talking about the mind right now and the side effects it can have on the mind and your mind having negative patterns and that, the beat is doing a lot because a lot goes on in here and that, fam. You know what I'm saying? So I like that he chose this beat because I think there's only been one beat that I've heard where it's kind of been like upbeat, up tempo, da. All the rest are normally mellow and that, but especially when it comes to him talking about his situation, emotions, all of that type of stuff and that, fam. You know what I'm saying? But I feel like the beat is just as busy as a human being's brain is and that, fam. And I like that contrast.
Realization, medical patient, losing patience with the process, walking hand in hand with Satan, complications with the medication, inflammation, dehydration, inhalation, aggravation, building up a toleration, drown, soccer, drown, soccer, drown, soccer, drown. I've been feeling like I'm drowning with my feet upon the ground. I've been screaming, I've been shouting, but I never make a sound. I've been looking for a way out, but I always seem to drown.
Is this all making sense, Ren?
Yeah, I think so.
Good. What I propose we do is we try to pinpoint the exact experiences from the past that are keeping.
You see what I'm saying in that? But that's literally what it is in that, bro. It's like someone sitting in front of you, quote unquote, trying to make it better, but then they also have their own ulterior motives and that, fam. You know what I'm saying? You'll get the 1 or 2 people and that, fam. You know what I'm saying? That are genuine hearted and that, bro, and are really trying to do the right thing, will get held back by the system, and that can be in multiple industries and that, fam. You know what I mean? But realistically, the people that are quote unquote supposed to help you and that, fam, you know what I mean, aren't always doing that, and it's unfortunate. Still, I can't even lie to you, it's unfortunate.
Looking for a way out, but I always seem to drown.
Is this all making sense, Ren?
Yeah, I think so.
Good. What I propose we do is we try to pinpoint the exact experiences
Usually
from the
putting you on
past
the
that are keeping
chopping
you
block,
stuck.
fam.
What can you tell me about your childhood?
I can't really think.
It's okay if nothing comes up right away. What I'd like you to do is take some deep breaths with me. In and out. In and out. Good. Now Tell me the first thing that comes to your mind.
I feel like it's not me, it's the world that's sick. We're given everything we need and we commoditize it. We consume, we destroy like we're parasitic. Science tells us that it's suicide and still we commit. I'm not sick, we are sick. We are standing on a cliff in the name of progress. We jump off the precipice. I'm not sick, I'm the virus, you're the virus, hypocrite. How can you sit there with that smile on
the
and tell me
baddest
that
thing
I'm
is-
sick?
This reminds me of what was the thing called? The whole series that everyone was talking about, bro. It was on Netflix with Ashley Walters and the young kid and the whole Mad Andrew Tate thing and that, bro. Adolescence, bro. It's called Adolescence. And it reminds me of the scene where the boy was sitting there with, I don't know if she was like a child therapist or a therapist or whatever, and he was getting angry and the therapist was getting very, very uncomfortable. You know what I'm saying? That's the exact scene that literally just reminded me of right there and that, fam. You know what I mean? Which is crazy.
Jump off the precipice. I'm not sick, I'm
What was
the
I even
virus.
going to say? 1 second.
Like we're parasitic. Science tells us that it's suicide and still we commit. I'm not sick, we are sick. We are standing on a cliff in the name of progress. We jump off the precipice. I'm not sick, I'm the virus, you're the virus, hypocrite. How can you sit there with that smile on and tell me that I'm sick? Sick boy, looking for a fix, boy. Push it down in public, quick pose for the big boy.
And that's the mad thing, but that's the thing, bro. If you literally imagine, you know, like there's however many billions of people in the world and that, bruv. But within those billions of people and that, fam, it's like you zoom in and then it's like country versus country versus country versus country. And then you zoom in again and then it's like state versus state versus state versus city versus city versus city. Then you zoom in again and then it's like postcode versus postcode versus postcode versus postcode. Then you zoom in again and then it's like household versus household versus household versus household. Then you zoom in again and it's like family versus family versus family versus family. You zoom in again and it's like immediate family versus immediate family versus immediate family. Then you zoom in again and it's just individual versus individual versus individual versus individual versus individual. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, calm. We are all one and da, but certain things literally separate us. And the more you zoom in, you come to realize it's just you versus the world and that, bro. You know what I mean? So no matter what you're going through, it can feel like that. You know what I mean? Because you're supposed to have your community in terms of your friends, then your family, then your city, then the country and that, bro. But realistically, calm, that can be the case, but the more you zoom in and the more you really look at things, you come to realize that realistically it's just you versus the world type of thing, especially with certain things and that, fam. You know what I mean? And when certain things can be amplified through different diseases that you may have or certain conditions and mental conditions that you may have and that, bro. You know what I'm saying? So it can get scary and that, fam. Yeah, community, yeah, family, but at the end of the day, when you got to go to bed and you're dreaming and that is you and you, bro. You know
Could label meetings that commodify your gift, boy. Why you so upset? Don't you wanna be a rich boy? Fuck no, industry is cutthroat. I've been doing bits by myself, swimming backstroke, walking on a tightrope, rapping with a slit throat. The way that we persist is like the ending of a bad joke. As the people evolve, we're complacent to assailants and we do. Fuck no, industry is cutthroat. I've been doing bits by myself, swimming backstroke, walking on a tightrope, rapping with a slit throat. The way that we persist is like the ending of a bad joke. As the people evolve, we
Man said man's been doing the thing with a slit throat and that, fam. You know what I mean? But I feel like everyone's also constantly going through something, bro. You know what I mean? Like, I don't think any human being, has any human being ever reached 100% of their ability and that, fam? You know what I'm saying? Like, peak physical ability, financial ability. Like, has any human being ever done that? I feel like you're always running with some sort of limitation and that, bro. For example, man like Elon Musk and that, bro. Some people may say he has the world and that, bro. Remember when that boat picture leaked, that man was built like, I don't even know what, bro. Like a flipping block of cheese or something and that. You know what I'm saying? Someone's always going through something. You get me? You might be striving in one area of life and that, bro, but you're always going to be rolling with deficiencies and that, fam. So you literally just got to work with what you got, bro.
complacent
Know your strengths, know your weaknesses and that, fam, and then make the best
to
of it.
assailants and we do what we're told. Counterintelligence, a sight to behold. Rape the earth of all resources and we bleed it for
That's a
gold.
crazy
And we
scene.
bleed it for wealth, we bleed it for fame. But when you bleed it, can you tell me what the fuck will remain? And I bleed in myself, I bleed in my brain. While I'm bleeding, I'm the reason, cause I'm doing the same.
Shout out to that beat. You get me? And it's songs like this sometimes where people will actually clock the meaning because the beat is so funky and so upbeat and all of that type of stuff and that, bro. It's like people will even, you get me, realize sometimes the content matter and them thing there that's going in and that, fam. You know what I mean? And that happens from children to adults and that, bro. You get me? Depending on what the beat and the instrumental is, sometimes it can take away from the message, which is, I understand why Ren uses certain instrumentals to convey certain messages, or just artists in general. But right here and that, fam, like I said, I like the contrast of our brains. There's a million things that we're thinking of, even at night when you're trying to go to sleep and rest and that, fam. It's like you just can't stop thinking of things, bro. You know what I mean? It's like you have to tell yourself to like just relax type of thing. Then you eventually drift away and that, fam. You know what I mean? But it's different for every single person. But because our brain is so active and constantly processing a million things at once, I like the fact that it chose that beat to contrast that right there. But yeah, hopefully you guys enjoy that one. Spin your boy and Jazz. And I'm out of here in a bit, people, man. I'm gone.